Hey Brooke, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I can find somebody to be the book club president, or just somebody to lead out in the book club discussions. That's perfectly fine. Yes, I would love for you to be a big part of the mentorship part of the book club, and um, as far as the outline, yeah, um, I really think that outline and outlining in general is a huge part of the storytelling process, and that it's going to be where a lot of the value and help is going to come from. And yeah, I would love for you to create a second video and do that outline process of the books of the month. Um, so um, so yeah, we'll work all that out. I really wasn't trying to put like more work on you or anything like that. If you want me to pay you extra $50 per video for those extra videos, I can do that as well. Just let me know, and I will try to put that in the milestones. I believe I can add a new milestone or something for that. And let's see here. So basically, with the mentor program, I'm really trying to figure that all out. I've been thinking about it. I think I got it kind of figured out. What is going to be the most convenient for you, but the most beneficial for the members? And I got to really thinking about it. It's going to be really hard, especially when you get a lot of members, to do full outlines. So what I started thinking about Q&A is probably going to be a better scenario, at least at the beginning. And so let me give you an example of kind of what I'm looking at, and then and then I want to finish everything up with this section up here about the questions. I have some questions I need to ask you, because I need to get started writing on the sales copy and the sales videos and that kind of sort of thing. It's going to take me a while to go through all of that. I mean, it could take me a month or so. And so that gives us time to make those 3 videos, get ready, give Linda and Shelly time to finish their courses and that sort of thing. But basically, this is kind of my idea for it right now. Like I said, I think I probably will hold off on the live discussions for the very beginning of this until I have enough members that it makes sense to go ahead and start doing them live. I probably will have some people just get on a call, like on a webinar with not any live members there, but like and discuss the books and then just post a video or something like that. But basically, like I'm thinking at the beginning, it's probably just going to be one book of the month until we get more members or whatever, and then eventually, what I would like for this book club to be is to be 3 books of the month, probably in different genres, something like young adult, mystery and thriller, science fiction, fantasy, that sort of thing. Whereas, so that we're kind of covering a little bit more than just one genre. But at the beginning, it's probably just going to be one genre, one book of the month, just to keep things simple. And then, like in this part here, where it's the workshops with the storytelling breakdown videos, which is what you're doing right now. Whatever the book of the month is the book that we want to break down. So, and this is going to lead into these questions I have up here, but essentially, like my idea is like, let's say it's January, and this is a January example. The book of the month is The Hunger Games. If you've never read The Hunger Games, so you would have had to read The Hunger Games and then done the story, then do a story breakdown video and a story outline video. I do not know how long it takes to do that. That's why I've pretty much kind of leaned on you to give me some ideas about how that's going to work. I can see that taking some time, and so my guess is, and I'm pretty much going into all this right now, anyways, is that for every book of the month, there's probably going to have to be a different author doing that. That's just my guess. But that's basically what that section would be, is just doing those 2 videos of what you're saying, breaking that down, and later on getting a little bit more in depth with that stuff, like characterization and and plotting the plot and some of the details that a normal reader would probably miss. But starting out right now, what we're doing is perfectly fine. And then in the mentoring, this is where the biggest question for me was, how do you do mentoring for large groups of people, but not be so burdensome on the one person that's trying to help them, or 2 people or whatever? And so what I got thinking about is the book of the month. After that, like somebody's got this subscription, they probably will watch both these videos, and they still may have some questions about, that stuff. Well, this is where they could like send in a question, and then yeah, basically send in a question, and then the mentor can just get on a video and just read the questions and answer the questions. Simple. And that way they're getting their, this is a place where they could get just general questions answered about the books of the month and the story, the breakdown and the outline. And then I also thought that, they may just have some general questions about outline and storytelling, plotting, whatever in general. So they could send those questions in and you could just get on a video and answer the questions, however short or long as it takes to answer the question. I wouldn't try to teach a whole course and answer the question, obviously. But if you had like a resource where they could go visit, like, hey, look, you want more details about this subject, here's a good resource if you want that. Or if we have a course in the store, you're like, hey, go check out that. The answer is in the course called whatever, go check that out. This would not be a place where you'd be answering questions about writing. Like, this is the storytelling aspect of everything. Being a good writer, I think, is a whole nother ball of wax that I'm not ready to get into yet. So if they have a writing question, we have to figure out how we're going to address that. But basically, storytelling is where I want to stay at. And then the third part of this mentorship is just getting on a call with me and then helping me to just mentoring me through the writing process. And I think that can be helpful. Is that it's going to help me for one, and two, watching someone else develop a story from the ground up that doesn't know what they're doing, i.e. me, could help a lot of people simply because they know they can relate to me. They know that I don't know what I'm doing and you're helping me. And in doing so can probably help them move along. They can write their stories as I write mine. And that's kind of like what the idea of that is. And then later when the whole thing has matured a little bit, and I've maybe written a book or two and I'm not needing that mentorship, they could send in story outlines to me and I could go through and pick out 3 or 4 of them. And then we could all get on a call and we could go through their stories and their outlines. That's kind of like the idea for later, but I wouldn't try to do that at the beginning. And then the next month you start all over with a new set of books. So February would be like The Fault in Our Stars, Maze Runner, Insurgent. But as you can see, starting out with one book is probably all we're going to be able to handle. But as time goes on, I'll probably be adding more authors to come in to help us. And we could do 2 books and 3 books. Yeah. And basically when we're doing if we had like 2 or 3 books that we were doing every month, the question and answers could be like getting all 3 authors that did 3 books on a call, and each person that read that particular book would answer that question. I don't know, just or basically each one could get on their own video and do their own, they can answer their own questions or whatever. But I mean, we can all work that out later. So that's kind of where my ideal is right now. I don't want to get more complicated than that. I want to, like, simplicity is always your best way to go. So what I need to do right now is, because I think we're on the same page. I think you want to do it and I want you to do it. I would love for you to break down these books, the one book of the month that we're going to start with. I would love for you to be the one that breaks that down. And then like the one book, like answer questions, like just questions about that book, for members, and then just answer questions for members just in general about outlining, about storytelling, in general, and then get on a call with me once a month or something and help me or whatever. We can figure that out. Help me develop a story on camera. I have an idea for a world. I want to build a whole world, where there's multiple stories happening in one world, not necessarily connected. And what I just told you is a very dumbed down version of what I actually want to do. But I just want to keep it simple. I don't want to go into all that right now, but that would be pretty awesome. So, with all that being said, now it's about what are realistic expectations about like time. And what I mean by that is, let's say that it's December and we're getting close to January, and the book of the month for January is The Hunger Games, and I think The Hunger Games is around 100, 105,000 words long. And so you would have to have time to read that book and then develop the breakdown videos. And I'm wondering, how long would it take you to read a book like that and then do those videos? Because if it's going to take you a month and a half to 2 months to do that, to do it right, then I know I need to get 2 or 3 other authors involved now and alternate months. But if you could do it in, say, like a month, and you could do this monthly, then I wouldn't need to bring in another author just right now. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now, trying to figure out, do I need to get more authors on board immediately, or can I wait? And of course, if I have courses to develop, I'm going to come to you first, just because you're helping me. So do this, which is one of the most important things I'm trying to do right now. So that's one of the questions, like, how long would it take you to read a book and do this outlining? Because the question answers is probably like a 3 or 4 hour deal. Like, you just read a question and then you just answer it. You know, you read another question, you answer it. And depending on how many questions there are, you know, that's how much longer it take to do it. However, what the strategy behind that is, if there are similar questions, then you just lump those questions together. Like, so if there's 10 questions about the same question, you don't answer it 10 different times. You just answer it once and be like, all right, I had 10 questions that were basically the same question. So here's the answer to this general question. And then, you know, you can cut down the questions like that. Because I got a feeling that the questions are going to be very similar, you know, especially over time. And so we'll see how that goes. And let's see here. Yeah, that's basically it. It's like, I'm trying to figure out how many authors I need to get involved. And then the other thing is, Brooke, I'm trying to figure out, what do you want to be paid to do this? Because, like, this is, like I said, this is all new. I have no idea, and I want to be right and fair. So, like, what do you think would be worth your time to read a book every month, break it down on video with a story breakdown and an outline, and answer questions like this? Do 2 videos answering questions like this and helping me on a call. Like, you know, I mean, I don't want to preset your mind with a number, so I would love for you to just tell me, what do you think would be worth your time? And could you do more than 1 book a month? I mean, I think I'm honestly, I'm not crazy. I don't think you could do more than 1 book a month. I think 1 book a month would probably be all you could do. And when answering questions and helping me, that's probably going to be a lot of work right there. I'm thinking reading a book that you probably never read before, breaking it down, and then answering questions and helping me. And then, like I said, I can add another author to come in and do another book or 2 or whatever later. So just let me know, because I know you're doing what would agree, about $100 for each one of those videos, and I'm gonna do another milestone for $50 for the extra videos, because to me that's kind of adding on to the scope of the project that we agreed upon. So if I was paying you, well, I don't want to put that number in your mind. Just tell me what you think is fair, and I will come over here and do a milestone right after I get off this video and add that to what we're doing here, the $50 per video, extra video. But tell me what you think that would be worth. Like, what do you think what would be fair compensation for all that? And then we'll work it out from there. So, yeah, that's it. I don't want to keep dragging on here. That's what my idea is. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I would love to brainstorm what your vision is, because it may be different from what I'm thinking, and yours probably may be better, and to be honest about it. This is kind of like what I'm thinking is going to be the most convenient and helpful for everybody involved. And so with that, I'm going to let you go and just message me back with your thoughts. All right, I'll talk to you later.